Hello everyone, Vampire218 here, and are you ready to see my USL slash ITH free draft? Let's go. Like I said, guys, this is my USL ITH. It's a free draft. This is my analysis. So let's just get the overlay set up here. Boom. Boom. My first pick was Kartana. Now, Kartana, it's a very solid pick. However, I got so sniped in the first, every round. Not even in the first. In every round, I got sniped horribly. Now, Kartana's good, but I was going for a Tapu. Now, obviously, Tapu Lele and Pheromosa are banned. I wanted a Tapu. Now, Finny, Bulu, and Coco got sniped, and I was like, fine, I'll get Kieran Black or Magirna or who knows, both sniped. And so the snipes kept happening. Victini got sniped, and I was like, oh my god, okay, fine, I'm just gonna get Kartana. Now, Kartana, very solid Pokemon, you know, very good speed, which is something that I always never really get is speed. Now, 109, meaning this thing's gonna hit pretty fast. It has nice 181, meaning that this thing is gonna wall break. It has more attack than a Kieran Black. With 131 in defense, this thing is gonna take the physical hits. Now, special hits, you're donezo, but takes a couple of physical hits here. Beast Boost, obviously very good move in league play, especially even in free draft, because it'll raise my highest stat, which probably is gonna be attack, so it means that this thing can just hit like a truck. Now, its coverage, it obviously wants to be physical. You know, I have fighting, I have, you know, grass, dark, psychic, Swords Dance, and Bug, and that's about all that it kind of gets. And it gets like Vacuum Wave as priority, which kind of sucks. It gets Steel too. I should note that it does get some good Steel, but that's about it for Kartana. It does have a ×4 weakness to fire, but we'll get to that when I cover it, because I do cover it pretty well. The next Pokemon is Manaphy. Now, Manaphy, a Pixie, very good. You know, pure Water type, meaning it only has an Electric and a grass weakness, covers that fire weakness pretty well. You know, ability Hydration. If I have a Rain Dance up, it will remove status at the end of turn. That's kind of cool. You know, base 100s all across the board. Very good, meaning it can be physical, it can be special. It has access to a good setup move called Tail Glow, which boosts its special attack by 3, and that's pretty good. You know, as we keep going down here, you know, I get access to Rock, you know, Ice, Grass, Water, Fairy, like, I can set up Light Screen, I can set up Reflect, I can use Water, Ghost, Bug, I could U-turn out. I have a lot of options with Manaphy. Manaphy is a very, very good utility pick, and that's why I picked it up. The Gooey Dragon Goodra. That, you know, 150 in special defense. Overall, you know, every one of its stats is pretty good. It can be physical, it can be special. It has 3 good abilities in Sap Sipper, which is immunity to grass and attack raise. Hydration, which means that, again, statuses at the end of turn are cured, and then Gooey, which if you're physically hit with a contact move, they lose speed. Very good Pokemon, very bulky, and it has access to some very good moves. You know, Body Slam if I want to get the para. I have access to both Draco and Outrage, EQ for the ground coverage, Fire Blast and Fire Punch, you know, Ice Beam, Power Whip. I have access to a lot of moves, and I have access to a lot of moves that can be both physical or special, and that's what's really important about Goodra for me. The next one is good old Arcanine. Now, Arcanine, very little needs to be said about this thing. It's one of the, you know, best Pokemon in Generation 1, especially for fire types. Across the board, its stats are amazing. It gets Intimidate, Flash Fire, and Justified. All 3 very, very good abilities. It can be physical, it can be special. We go over to its moves. You know, it can set up getting its speed up to a point where it's not matched. It can use Body Slam again to get those paras. Close combat for fighting coverage, dark coverage, dragon coverage, extreme speed as very good priority. You know, obviously fire coverage, but it also gets, you know, self-sustained through Morning Sun. Iron Head to take out fairies, Outrage to take out dragons, a Wild Charge, it can set up Wisps, it can Roar. It's overall a very solid Pokemon, and I'm very happy to have it on my roster. Going into round 5, I had an issue, guys, and as you can see, fairies were not very, you know, kind to me, so I had to get Comfey, and I was really, you know, debating Comfey or Rabombi. And I decided Comfy because I do get something else later on that makes your Rabombi irrelevant in terms of what it's going to do. Now, up until now, I've gotten either bulky or hard-hitting picks, or a little bit of both. This is my first real support pick. And you'll see that throughout the draft, I get a couple more supportive picks. Now, like when I say supportive picks, I mean, this is a cleric in that it has aromatherapy. You know, it has other supporting moves like light screen. Now, the fact that it cannot set up reflect as well kind of sucks, but it can taunt, it can self-heal, it can toxic. Now, everything can toxic, but this thing also has, you know, the sustainability to toxic effectively. Its abilities giving healing moves a +3 priority is huge, meaning that Comfy with nice base 100 speed, high defenses, is going to be able to usually survive a hit, get something off like a Leech Seed, a Toxic, and then priority heal back some damage, which is very, very solid. Now we're getting into the good one. So, Pelipper. I needed Rain, and I was setting up Rain from the beginning, and I was really praying I wouldn't get sniped on Pelipper. Now, Pelipper has a ×4 weakness to Electric. However, that is covered pretty well by things like Goodra and Kartana, which can... I mean, Kartana doesn't really want to take a electric hit, but we'll see. I do get some things later on that can. Now, Drizzle is the main reason I have this, because what Drizzle lets me do is set up Rain to proc the hydration on both Goodra and Manaphy, and more things later on that you'll see. It also protects Kartana from that ×4 weakness to fire, and it boosts my water moves, which Manaphy can have, Goodra can have, this thing can have, and more things coming, like I said. Now, again, this isn't a hard hitter. This is more a defensive utility pick like Comfy. You know, this thing gets defog. It can hit hard with a Hurricane, which is pretty nice. But mainly what this thing is going to be doing is, you know, setting up like Tailwinds and then maybe U-turning out. Gengar, boys. We got the Gengar. Now, I needed a Ghost type. And I was going to be like, oh, you know, Delamise or Desudais, both will work for me. You know, just Delamise probably being better for, you know, its rapid spin potential. And in literally the 2 turns before me, someone picks up Delamise and then Desudais right away. And I'm like, well, there goes that plan, because I am not going Trevenant. Don't need that in my life. So I picked up Gengar because I needed a Ghost, and it really messes up my later version of my draft because I can't get a Nido because of this, because I don't want 2 poisons. But Cursed Body, I definitely going to make some use of Cursed Body being able to absorb the toxic spikes, you know, having a Mon that can do that. It's nice. Now, a very speedy Mon, very good special attacker, but it also has some utility because it can do things like D-Bond, and, you know, it can Will-O-Wisp into Hex or Pain Split or even Perish Song Mean Look. You know, I have some options with this thing, and it's definitely going to prove to be some good tech. I got little baby Komala too. Now, Komala was a utility pick here, and I got sniped on some of the things I wanted, so I had to go with Komala because I knew I needed a spinner. Now, I knew I needed a spinner, and I wanted a hard-hitting normal Pokemon as well, and I thought I could get Snorlax, but I really am appreciative of getting Komala. And, you know, Komala with a nice 115 in its attack, and basically being immune to, like, status because it can attack while asleep. It just is very, very solid in what it can do. Now, it gets Rapid Spin, but that's not all it gets. You know, it gets some other hard-hitting moves. It can set up with Bulk Up. It can hit a Break, it can hit up Acrobatics is also secret tech. You know, Earthquake, it gets Play Rough, it gets Rock Slide, Shadow Claw, Return, Sucker Punch. You know, it doesn't get the Body Slam, which is very unique for me, but it gets things like Wish and U-Turn, so it definitely has, and even Woodhammer. So it definitely has some very good tech to be used. Now, you know how my life is like a 360 no-scope? Yeah, I wanted Hitmonlee, Gonzo. I wanted Hitmontop, Gonskis. So that messes up my last 3 picks. Now, it doesn't mess up all of them, but it definitely messes up this one because I had to get Lucario. Now, Lucario's good by all means. You know, it's got 3 good abilities. You know, if it flinches, it raises its speed. That's going to be good in the Parahax matchups. It's got Inner Focus. That's always good that it can't be flinched in the Parahax matchups. And it's got Justify, which is, you know, very good if I'm getting hit with a knockoff. Its stats are too pretty good. You know, 70s in its HP defense and special defense I don't really like, but it's fast enough that and it's also a special and physical sweeper mixed. It gets access to special and physical moves across the board, as well as extreme speed. So overall, you know, not bad. But it just isn't what I was looking for in a Mon. So I'm definitely going to be able to use it, but it's definitely a pick that I feel forced into because of the snipes. So I got a Selgor here. You know, hydration, always very good. Sticky hold, always good. And unburden. You know, it's just insane how good this thing is when you actually look at its stats. Now, Selgor is a Pokemon that I've slept on for generations. Because I never thought, you know, oh, it's a good Pokemon. It's a bug type. Bug types aren't really known for being standout types. But looking at its stats, 80 in HP is pretty good. That's above average. 145 in speed means that this thing, in League format, is, I believe, the fastest Pokemon because we don't have Megas. And it just is going to hit like a truck on the special side with a 100. That's above average. That's borderline wall breaker potential. It also gets some really good moves. You know, it gets Baton Pass. I have Agility. You know, I get Final Gambit, even a secret tech, to hit up anything that's above base 80. I get Spikes. I get Giga Drain. I get, like, Priority and Quick Attack. Now, Physical isn't really where you want to go. It has the potential, but it's not really where you want to go. And it also gets a really unique move here that I didn't even realize in Me First. And I definitely am expecting to use Me First in at least one match because of the tech that thing can use. And this House Hippo is the last Mon on my roster. Now, it was an impulse pick because, you know, getting Sand is always nice. I have enough Steel types that I can kind of use it. Now, I'm definitely going to be trying to look into some free agency shenanigans there because Hippowdon is good, but I don't have the rock type to support it. I like its bulk. It's very bulky on the physical side, which is something I need. It can definitely, you know, it has Slack Off, it has Rocks, it has Crunch, you know, Earthquake, Fire Fang, Ice Fang, I believe Thunder Fang as well. So it doesn't get Thunder Fang, but it gets Iron Head, Rock Slide, Stone Edge, Superpower, Whirlwind. It gets a lot of good moves, and it definitely can put in work, and I'm very comfortable using it, so... Anyway, guys, I've been Vampire218 here, bringing you my draft analysis for the USL/ITH. If you like the video and you want to see more, make sure you leave a like, share, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Bye!